Now that we've hammered home the idea that a subject and a verb are necessary in order to form a complete sentence, we should ask ourselves, what are we trying to accomplish when we are writing a sentence? Typically, what we are trying to accomplish is the act of expressing something or saying something meaningful about something else. This act is called predication. When we write a sentence, we are writing about a subject and we are creating a predicate which says something about that subject. Now, the problem with usage comes into play when we are not using the proper linking verb, linking the subject and the predicate. We're really not choosing the right way of connecting the subject to the predicate. Therefore, the rule here is to match your subjects and predicates. And typically this matching is done with the choice of the correct verb. In this sentence below, we have a verb, deals with, and we have a subject, meaning. This sentence is an example of a mismatch of the subject and the predicate. We have the subject, meaning, which is an abstract term, but we're using a very concrete verb, deals with. We have a mismatch of the agent of the sentence and the action of the sentence. Now, how could we correct this? Well, we could use an agent, which is a concrete agent, and that would work with a very concrete verb being used here, which is deals with. I'll give you an example. I can say that I am having a problem dealing with some colleagues at work. I'm an agent who is concrete, and the action is also concrete, dealing with concrete individuals. Now, this sentence could be rewritten. We could say the agent is the author of the book. Clifford deals with happiness. Clifford, the author, a concrete person, concrete agent, deals with happiness. So we could change the subject of the sentence. Now, let's say we wanted to keep the subject of the sentence, then we would have to change the action. We'd have to change the verb. If we wanted to keep the idea of talking about the meaning of the book, well, then we'd have to change the verb. Instead of using a verb or a very concrete verb such as deals with, we'd have to use more of an abstract verb such as becomes. The meaning of the book becomes more obvious with each rereading. Now we are talking about the meaning of the book, and we are using an adjective to express something about the meaning of the book. Now the subject and the predicate really seem to match. They don't strain our credulity. They don't suggest something that's really impossible. The same can be said about the following sentence. The meaning of the book is easy to determine. Again, we're using an adjective to say something about the subject. It's easy to determine. The person or the agent determining that meaning is really the reader, who is a concrete subject. Another example is we could express the meaning of the book. We could talk more about what is that meaning. We could use a noun. Now here we have the meaning of the book is that happiness lies within the reach of each curious sparrow. Now instead of an adjective, we're using a linking verb, which is, and we're linking it to a noun. It's very common that the subject is linked to a noun using the verb is or the form of being is. Now we have a matching of the subject and the predicate and a much more meaningful statement.